Famed launch control devices. He was 14th to 4th in the first one last weekend. There are 4 Ducatis in the top 6 on the grid here tonight. Expect the stages Ducati's whole shot device. He's ready.
The Tissot Grand Prix of Doha, Chapter 2, Round 2. We're underway. Solid start. Ducati's also a good start from Miguel Oliveira. It did not work out for one of the Ducatis. Jack Miller didn't get there.
Great start by Oliveira from 12th up to 3rd briefly. Aleix Espargaro on the factory Aprilia also had a really mixed, maybe a jump start for the German. We'll keep a close eye on that. Martino leads.
Bagnaia got a terrible start. He's down to 10 in 6th.
Well, at least we know tonight he engaged the launch control on that factory GSX-RR. Yeah, the Suzuki Miller and Pecco Bagnaia. Miller 7th, Bagnaia 10th through the first sector. They completely missed the start.
Ahead of Jack Miller, but it is Jorge Martin that leads. It's a Pramac Ducati 1-2. Oh. There's Rins.
Medium front tyre. A journey into the unknown for the 4 KTMs. A bit loose there from Mia.
Twitch from Joan. We're looking at the moment back to Alex Rins. That's Miguel Oliveira in 5th. Joan
well, briefly to 3rd on the run down to the first corner, but he's already struggling to run the pace at the front. He's been picked off by
to the start, finish straight then to complete the first lap. The Pramac Ducatis are still 1 and 2. On board here is that Jack Miller passing Quattro into turn 1. Oliveira back through on Joan Mir.
Race winner last.
Oh, that was a move on Maverick Vinales, the race winner from Sunday. So Maverick Vinales is losing ground.
Quick check on Valentin in your ears right now. He's 21st on the grid, 21st over the line at the end of the first lap. No progress made by the doctor.
And the 2 Ducati sweep on through.
Oh, Mia properly mugged off Quattararo there. Ran the Frenchman well wide. Absolutely got it nailed on the money. I just thought he might have been moving, but absolutely perfect start from the German, although he hasn't capped.
Also a really good start from Brad Binder, by the way. He's in the top 10. On board now with Maverick Vinales looking towards.
Does Jorge Martin hit rear tyre trouble? We saw him go backwards last week. That was no great surprise. That was get on the gas too early there, with it being so dirty and dusty, and Pecco Bagnaia almost swept through as well.
Yeah, so all one. Oliveira 5th, Binder in 9th.
Well, we know the KTM couldn't make the soft front tyre last the whole race, so they're going to get more life out of that medium front tyre. Alex Rins is the man to keep an eye on in 4th place. He's just set the fastest lap. Your race leader, Jorge Martin.
Yeah, the rookie at the front doesn't really look like he's facing.
Was just as good. I mean, he was what, almost 30-40 metres clear. That's beautiful.
That's Aleix Espargaro second on board with Rins, who's seen all of that unfold.
You know, Martin had 20 or 30 metres, didn't he, on the Rins got through as well.
Yeah, that was clever from Rins. He knew that the momentum was lost there from the Aprilia. He goes through into 3rd.
This was quite strong positions, and we do know, we keep saying it, yes, we know it's pretty well, very well, so expect to see Alex Rins having worked his way through quite early on here.
Because he knows that he could face some trouble late on.
You can't believe that this guy...
Surely a matter of time here before Rins pounces on Joan Zarco.
Shout out to Miguel Oliveira, he's doing a great job at the moment, hanging on to 5th place. He's got Mir swarming all over. There's no way that Rins is going to catch any slipstream to power by the 2 Ducatis in front of him down that start-finish straight. He's not losing pace. It will certainly be having an impact on Ducati's top speed.
Fastest laps of the race for both of the
5th place. 55 flat from the race winner of a week ago. On that last circuit, he did take a...
Further back there, Quattararo thinking about a move back on Pecco Bagnaia. Further down the order.
Rossi's just making no progress whatsoever. He's 3/10 of a second behind Iker Lecuona, still stuck in 20.
Just big shout out to Miguel Oliveira, because the KTMs, as we know, and the Hondas having a nightmare here.
We just mentioned that, and the thing is, it's just out of... Who knows what they're going to be able to do. He has just lost a place tail here. Oh, Joan Zarco, and through he goes.
He lined that up brilliantly, set that up using Suzuki's, had got the momentum as well, the drive through to 15 and just eased up the inside of Joan Zarco. It wasn't an easy...
Go back past Alex Rins into turn 1, and it's as easy as that.
Oh, going into the first corner. 4 laps chalked off then here in Qatar 2, and it's still Jorge Martin.
Yeah, he said yesterday, it's my time to be a rookie again when I go out in the race. At the moment, he's not made any mistakes.
Yeah. Second invitation to pinch that 2nd place back.
Yeah, if you're going to make a move on Zarco, you've got to make it stick. Have another go. It does stick.
Remind you of Moto2 2016, anybody? Zarco versus Rins. They've had a
factory Ducatis and factory Yamahas are 7th, 8th, 9th and 10th right.
Michelin rubber on Pecco Bagnaia there. That was really close. Bagnaia standing firmer.
Like underneath him that he feels he had last week. We've not seen any real progress made from number 12. The race
absolutely essential towards the back end of this Grand Prix. At the moment, Vinales has kept his powder dry. Yes, he's not played. Miguel Oliveira, Jorge Martin got a stunning start. Oliveira, absolutely just as good as Jorge Martin was last week. Absolutely brilliant.
Here he is now. Great job so far from number 88. Of course, he goes to his home Grand Prix that he won so spectacularly at.
Now then, can Alex Rins try and put a bit of daylight between himself and Johan Zarco?
Being asked his first question here, Alex Rins desperately trying to find a way through on Jorge Martin.
Purring behind him and thinking, oh no, here we go, I know what's coming, and there's nothing he can do about it. That's the problem. Is
Martin it is that leads. Pressure coming from 42. Alex Rins further back there on that factory Ducati for some time.
The problem here, Steve, is that Bagnaia, Quartararo, Vinales, Zarco and Aleix Espargaro are just starting to pull away at the front. They're dragging Mir along as well.
Into turn 16.
Huge shout out to Aleix Espargaro in 4th place. If he finishes with the GP result, they've only ever had 5 top 6 finishes in their Grand Prix history. Here comes Zarco.
Miller back through on the helpless helpless Yamaha down the start-finish straight by 4.798.
And he's got through that grey area for the Aprilia, which hindered him last weekend. It was a slut 2 or 3 laps. That new Aprilia RSGP does so many things exceptionally well. It's a not great front fit.
The way through here on both Ducatis, but their speed eludes him. On board here with on Miguel Oliveira, who's just starting to drop back a bit.
Yeah, on that last lap, there were only 4 men in the 154s. With that medium front tyre gamble, he's got such a lack of knowledge and experience over a race distance. On the latest man to pick him off.
Still the Pramac Ducati 1-2. Still Jorge Martin on lap CP race.
Yeah, and riding like a seasoned veteran. Not a man who's not even...
And the final turn we go onto the home straight. Rins can get close, all he likes, to the tail end of
picture. Mir, absolutely nothing he can do about it. Free time on the straight for the Ducati.
There's still so much time left in this race though.
Got to say, Steve, it's been very impressive. The pace of quickly got his hooks into this lead group and found some seriously good rhythm. That's why he's just on the fastest lap of the race.
He on really used tyres as well. Yeah. So he knows that he can get to the end of the race and still deliver a pretty good...
Hit him, around lap 14 last weekend. It was a surprise and a shock. He wasn't expecting it. That big tyre drop off from the...
Before Bagnaia is picking off the Aprilia there of Aleix Espargaro. Drawn out of steam, Miguel Oliveira in this race after an epic start for the number 88.
They had no choice to go for the mean run this off, but it wasn't going to last the race, and it's been a struggle for Leccuona and Petrucci, 19th and 20th on the... Alex Rins, turn 10, up the inside of Johan Zarco. He's made a couple of passes on the Frenchman, but Jorge Martin...
It was sort of around the halfway distance, wasn't it, where the Ducatis... But he used his tyre up too much last week. He doesn't want to do the same thing again.
And pay a car park at turn 1. Vinales, 54.846 from him on the last lap. That was half a second, 2 seconds behind Martin.
Yeah, they're just so far back, aren't they? I mean, you wouldn't put it past them, but it would be some ride. Managed to get through. Again, asking questions here, Alex Rins, but Jorge Martin.
All calm and composed, isn't he, right now? Alex Rins at the moment, not been able to really get close enough to show him a wheel.
Rins was really miffed last week not to be in the hunt for the podium.
Turn 10, you could just see how Jorge Martin, but with Ducati, you can see having to make its lap time in sectors 2 and 3 in a different way.
Is there a minute up? He's on course here to go up the inside and take the lead of the race. No, again, no. Rins have a look into turn 16. No.
And he's going to have to sit tight now. There's no way in a million years.
And here comes Zarco again on Alex Rins, and through he goes. And again, all the work has got to be done again. Rider going so well like that to be passed on the straights time and time again. And Oliveira now has been passed by his teammate.
Way, unfortunately. The 2 factory KTM men, not what we expected from Franco Morbidelli. He only finished the race out of respect for his team. Just a bad feeling from the rear end of that Petronas Yamaha.
Is the battle for the race win at the moment. Jorge Martin with a couple of tenths in his back pocket to...
54's last time around was Maverick Vinales. He's found some really good speed at this stage of the race. tyre. Vinales a 54.987. He's now within 2 seconds of your race leader Jorge Martin.
Has broken away a bit. He's half a second clear of Zarco, but the worry comes in the form of tyre life.
Yeah, keep himself in the lead. Well, we'll find out, won't we, over the next 20 minutes or so.
There
I don't think Vinales will be either, Steve, because he's got really good rhythm. He's got pace, no doubt about it.
And says thank you very much and moves up into 5th.
The Ducati doesn't even need a slipstream. As soon as riders can do, Aleix Espargaro said last weekend, if there's one weak area of this new Aprilia, it's when they get it up to 5th.
Further back here, that's Pecco Bagnaia, number 63, going through, and that's where it all went wrong. 16 to turn 1. On board here with the race winner from last week, the race leader Jorge Martin.
Again, on that last lap, there's only one man in the 54s, and his name is
Second fastest lap behind Maverick Vinales. The second quickest man on the KTM is Brad Binder.
Yeah, really good rescue job by him. Valentino Rossi's taken Danilo Petrucci finally. Rossi in 20th spot.
This Motogp race, but we're getting close to that point. Oh, a moment there for Alex Rins in
covered by 1.6 seconds. It's more Moto3 than MotoGP at the moment.
Love that. Fantastic. That's for sure. On to the start-finish straight we go, and officially we are at the halfway point of this Grand Prix.
Up in the braking zone for the first corner. So we've got the half race distance, and Jorge Martin has led Ducati.
The two factory Ducatis here are trying to gang up on Alex Rins. Jack Miller and pace as well on the Repsol Honda. He's in 11th now. He's just gone past Miguel Oliveira. Bastianini, by the way, 13th.
Miller, the Aussie, in 5th spot. Found a way through on the Fuki of Alex Rins. First of all, he's got to contend with his teammate Pecco Bagnaia.
That he's been pushing so hard in this race, Matt. So hard.
Yeah, it was last week of their tyre. Big warning there, and then for Alex Rins, Aleix Espargaro having a real good duel here.
As well from Zarco.
Just took a bit of inside curve, didn't he, there as well?
Espargaro, who looks like he's struggling at this moment in time in the race. At the halfway point, Aleix is falling backwards as well. However, at the front, it is still a Pramac Ducati 1-2. We've got
their general manager, Gigi Dall'Igna. In MotoGP history, we have never had, still plenty of life in this race, but that's exactly where we are. Martin, Zarco and Bagnaia, with Miller looking serious.
As he always does, waiting for the latter stages of the race, and he's there. He's right behind.
A couple of laps ago, although he's got a big problem coming his way with Jack Miller. We don't have a Ducati top 3, we could potentially have a Ducati top 4 when Miller gets that Desmos Adichie wound up to top gear down the straight.
Mir has had contact with a rider out here, and that is very unlike Joan Mir as well.
Miller frustrated, Mir merciless and war. It was a hard move, and Jack Miller was pretty frustrated.
Well, Mir knew it was just close that gap down in 10th. He's not that far away. He's got Pol Espargaro and Enea Bastianini right on his tail.
Galore at the moment, Alex Rins. That's going to cost him huge drive down the start.
Oh, contact! Miller and Mir, side to side.
Well, those two are having some big scares. Alex Marquez has crashed out for the second week in succession right now, isn't it, here in Qatar? The heat being turned up under the lights.
Pol Espargaro's eyes are lighting up.
Miller.
Mir went wide. Oh, blimey, I couldn't see what happened there. I'll have to have another look at that. That leads from Zarco. In 3rd is Bagnaia. Back in 4th is Rins, placed. There's Vinales behind Miller. Mir's still in it as well. Pol Espargaro, Ecoleko owners, keep an eye on the Repsol Honda man. He's closing on this group. He is closing.
Mir came together. Ducati's strategy is working perfect, you know, just use that engine, Yamahas and Suzuki's. The thing is, guys, the tough bit about being on the Yamaha and Suzuki, they have
patience there. There's so much more to come here in this race, isn't there? You just feel that there's going to be a proper brawl going on.
Who knows what's going through Jack Miller's head, but from the outside looking in, of course, we'll find out after the race. But
Quartararo on Alex Rins into turn 1. Quartararo is looking quite tidy, isn't he? Lap time 1:5.2. He was 6/10 quicker than the world champion on the last lap.
He was confident out of that Repsol Honda on soft tyres, but in race trim, he's looked strong all weekend. 8 to go.
Fabio Quartararo, who we're on board with, looks like the danger man. The problem he's got is he's got 3 Ducatis mentioned in the infield and find a way through on them. But if he can, he's got the pace to win, Fabio Quartararo, right now. And Alex Rins has regrouped as well, hasn't he? cannot call this again.
Well, if you picked a favourite after FP wide though, and Quartararo just picks him straight back up and says, I'll have the place back, thank you very much.
That was a move. That was a... Jorge Martin still leads, ladies and gentlemen. The rookie on lap 15. 10, 11, 12 bikes here fighting it out. And Enea Bastianini, the other rookie, has also joined the party.
Hey, Martin, now there are just 7 laps to go. Still leads this Doha Grand Prix by a pretty decent margin. Too hot into turn 1. That's allowed Maverick Vinales through.
And when you look at Jorge Martin, probably cannot believe his eyes. He said, I'm going to learn so much behind.
That plan has not been executed, has it? Valentino Rossi at the moment, a very forlorn figure down.
There is Pol Espargaro, number 44, bringing his former teammate Brad Binder into this as matter. Hats off, fellas, hats off. Quartararo in 4th.
You would know this.
He could win this, yes, that is not beyond the realms of possibility, and I think, Matt, we are well on.
Down to Stefan Bradl in 15th, 4.203 seconds. This is MotoGP, folks, not
pass. Great, he's done it. That's one Ducati gone. He's up into podium positions now. He chases down. Get blasted on the start-finish straight.
Yeah, and there's absolutely nothing he can do to respond. Same in the slipstream behind the factory Suzuki.
Wide. Pecco Bagnaia is way too hot into turn 1.
Oh, podium hope's gone for Pol Espargaro. Did he just pick up a little bit of extra slipstream in that braking zone for turn?
Winner from last week. Maverick Vinales then is now on the tail of Alex Rins, and he can sniff.
Rossi only 9 seconds off the pace. He'd be comfortably in the points. He's 18th. That's how close this race is.
Pecco Bagnaia go too hot. Miller went in. That was nice. Yeah, he was going to run into the back of Johann Zarco. He had no choice. And Pol Espargaro, a great ride up until then.
All that hard work being undone by just a tiny mistake in the braking zone for the first.
Trying to find a way through on Johann Zarco. These two guys, both from France.
Good to hear. So Jack Miller allowed to carry on his charge towards in the dry in MotoGP. You can't really discount anybody out of the top 10.
Still in P1.
Yeah, and his pace isn't dropping. He's still able to lap in the mid-155s. The Expo into the first corner,
don't, he says.
But he can't pull it up on the brakes and misses the apex. Quartararo sees his 3rd place.
No, it's been such an impressive rookie display, and only really the true greats have ever been able to do.
Way into podium contention as well.
We thought it might be a battle between Ducatis and Yamaha. Obviously made the mistake earlier, but they're all there. The Suzuki's also. As it stands, Zarco would be seen all of Johann Zarco's cards yet.
No, it's been a Pramac Ducati 1-2 pretty much from the get-go.
Here comes Quartararo. Can he hold on to it though? That's the key, isn't it now for Fabio Quartararo?
Le Bleu on Le Bleu. Very confident, supremely confident. Did 12 laps in the mid-55s last night in FP4. And he's now...
And for the first time in this race, Jorge Martin relinquishes the lead, and Lynn Jarvis is happy, not just because of that, because here...
The speed and edge grip there, working brilliantly for Fabio Quartararo. Up the inside of Martin, at 10-15 metres back. Nothing Quartararo could do. Quartararo got brilliant drive out of that final corner. Thing he can do about the Ducati power.
The Monster Energy Yamahas versus the Pramac Ducatis. Now, you've got to believe. Advantage. Here he comes now. Quartararo, he's just got way too much grip. And here goes in the background Maverick Vinales as well. Again, it's surely a matter of time before it's a factory Yamaha 1-2 here.
Steve, this is lap 19. It looks like the less than 2 seconds. And Enea Bastianini in 11th. He's only down by 2.5 seconds. The top 5
Suzuki winning is to come out of turn 1 in front, get enough through the infield.
What they're going to try and do. Maverick Vinales then moves up into 3rd place to go through on Johann Zarco. I'll take you back to the first 2 or 3 laps where they got punted all the way back to 10th and 11th.
Well, Vinales, was 10th. To outdrag the Ducati down the straight, and Quartararo at the moment's got his head down, and Vinales knows that, and that's Quartararo easing out into the distance.
Across the line we go with 3 laps to go, and this is...
Maverick Vinales' powers of recovery. Fabio Quartararo then stretching his legs here in Qatar. He's halfway pretty much since the first corner when Martin got his dream launch off the line. Jorge Martin still on course for what will be a...
Quartararo, he knows that he's got to try and build an advantage here. Alex Rins has done an excellent job, you know.
So Vinales now is going to have to take some big risks to make moves on Zarco and Martino Quartararo.
An excellent MotoGP race, a track limits warning for
using sectors 2 and 3 to try and eke out that gap where the Yamaha is strong with its agility. The Jorge Martin
Pekka Bagnaia here and Jack Miller, they're really going to feel a bit rough. Doing such an amazing job in second, by the way. Here comes Maverick Vinales, still can't find a way through. Zarco through. Oh, that was clever from Zarco. That was clever. There was never going to be any room if he blocked past there. He'd have the speed on the start-finish straight to prevent Vinales from going by. 2 laps remain.
Quartararo's just been brilliant here. Down that start-finish straight. Quartararo leads then by nearly 7/10 of a second.
There's so many stories in this, all because of what happened to Pol Espargaro, and there's still anything that can happen here. Martin.
And his lack of experience, in particular in terms of tyre management on those Michelin tyres, it's been the win moving away from him, slipping through his grasp. He's going to have it all on here to get on the podium. This will be a humbling night for Bagnaia and Miller as well, behind the Pramac Ducatis yet again.
It really would. Lap of the race. Matt, last week, Maverick Vinales, the best race of his life. This one
brilliantly didn't panic early on.
It's not over though.
To him.
They're not losing sight, you know, these 2 Pramac boys of that at the moment.
Steve, you just said what I was thinking. I can't believe how well Jorge is
so late on the brakes and carrying such good corner speed in 15. There was no way through. 0.7 back to Jorge. What he has to do on this last lap, he's reeled off back-to-back 55 ones to make a crucial gap.
Will be nervous for Francesco Guidotti. Fabio Quartararo, if he doesn't put a foot wrong here, the win is his. But now, Jorge Martin is going to have a proper battle on his hands here with his teammate.
Zarco didn't. Martin, he certainly won't want to be beaten over the race distance here tonight. Again, Martin is so good on the brakes.
Or has it come off his bike?
I think that might have been already on the circuit, you know.
Yeah.
Let's just hope that that's not going to cause any late problems. Absolutely, on a different level.
He deserves it. There's no doubt about it. He deserves it. There's a good battle going on here for 4th, and that's all it will.
Got this in his pocket. It's going to be a late disaster for him to deny him a famous victory here. It's all about the pin to get close. He is close, so close he can almost reach out and touch Jorge Martin. Is he close to make a move for second? Johan Zarco. Too late though for the victory. Although we're on course for a French 1-2. Here comes Martin.
A stunner from Fabio Quartararo to win, and the battle for second is close, but it goes to Zarco Prix in an amazing race that has seen, ladies and gentlemen, the top 15
by Fabio Quartararo. Monster Energy Yamaha double up here in Qatar. Race 2 Pramac Ducatis on the podium, including the rookie sensation Jorge Martin from pole. You believe that? I'm pretty sure that the last time there was 2 French riders on a Premier Class podium, you've got
a 1-2 and on top of the world. What a ride from Jorge Martin as well. The Ducatis did not run out. Really is going to hurt for both Bagnaia and Miller. By the way, Brad Binder in 8th.
I would like to be interviewed every time on the grid.
Watching him, Fabio, he put everything together so well.
At a certain moment, I thought that the race was gone, and then I really don't know how they